Hey guys, just wanted to film this to remind you that it's okay to be angry and disillusioned. In my opinion, it's weird not to be, but that seems to be the norm, as I've mentioned, and I'm sure you know. There's a need in this world to accept a false representation of reality and to accept misconceptions of what truly is in order to exist. We live in a fake world with diminishing returns that's never going to be fair or equal or balanced. It's going to become problematic and chaotic because of all the deficits and all the butterfly effects that come from interfering with the natural flow of human life. It's just destined to be that there's going to be a lot of misnomers and a lot of things that don't add up, that are illogical, that distress us even more, compounded with the fact that they're actually interfering with the flow of personal lives. And ultimately, once everybody has a personal life that goes down the tubes, then boom, we have a ruined world. It's just a gradual process that's occurring with this assimilation and this type of manipulation over time. People are not getting stronger, they're getting weaker because they don't see the big picture and they don't see the light, and they may never until it's too late. But to make life even worth remotely living, I've had to view it on certain terminology. I've had to view it as a mystery that I must figure out. And if things are illogical, I'll try to make sense of them. But at a certain point, we just have to point to the fact that they are illogical and that the rational flow of life is ceasing. And while the bare bones is going, and we see people in passing at the store, we go to work, it's normal. I like to think that most people's lives now are not normal. And in order to feel better, we're going to have to acknowledge that it's abnormal. But that's just the cross to bear for many people. I can't really expect other people to think about what I think about. Can't really expect them to care about it. Can't really expect them to know about it. There's so much cover up and misdirection in this world. It's not even funny. It's a very clever way of saying that none of us will ever get it. It seems like. But anyway, the only thing I can really suggest is to allow this to increase your sense of wonder. Allow it to make you think, because this is all an attack on our minds to cause regression and to inhibit our will to fight if we do discover something worth fighting for. There's plenty of things that are definitely worth fighting for, but they're not being fought for at all. And that's pretty much what they want. It's a self-sustaining way of keeping the world stuck at the very least and destroying bits and parts of it intermittently at the very worst. Pretty much they need you asleep and compliant, asleep at the wheel to fulfill your role on the planet Earth. They don't want you to delve outside of anything or to add any kind of substantial meaning to anything. It's all meant to not really have a purpose or a clear narrative and to be a meaningless side quest. In this simulation of life, you're going to have to find your plot line and actually add meaning to it. It is a 5D, otherworldly, existential thing for people like me that the common person will never quite understand unless they're on that sort of level or reaching to be. And that's something that you can't force. You just have to reach that point organically, I suppose. But I've been trying to practice what I preach. I'm definitely not in the same environment. I don't even live in the same city. I gave up on living where I was at for no reason other than I hated the soullessness of it. I hated the wickedness that was becoming of the city I was in Winston-Salem, and I'm now in Ohio. So I think that I just needed to plant myself somewhere else and see if I could hack it. And I tested myself, and I actually am hacking it pretty well. Fingers crossed, knock on wood. I'm hacking it, and I'm existing, and I'm living a more simple existence away from anybody that I've ever met. And I think I needed to be in a clear environment with just myself as a one-man army, continuing on and trying to reach people deep down, because this is a big problem and it's happening throughout the world. It's just some places are worse than others. It's more concentrated, the level of evil within people and its effect on everybody else. So I think the city where I was in, quite wicked and evil, much like Babylon actually, but in such a subdued way because everybody's clued out and stupid and they live in a false reality. They can't commingle with the real reality quite like I can. And I just couldn't seem to reach the right people. But I have a very strong feeling that I'm here where I'm at for a reason, and I'm going to keep it moving for a reason. So I hope people actually take up the cause, because this needs to consume more of our free time. This is a spiritual, otherworldly event that, if you see it for what it is, it's quite breathtaking, but it's also quite horrifying to think about how little people care and how their minds have changed and human behavior is not the same. So I want us to network, invent, and be real. Let's try to do that more often. Be creative. You may not be able to use a telephone, you guys, to be direct. I can't explain this level of manipulation and what it's doing to other people, but it doesn't seem to be doing all the things to me. I seem to have awoken to the rules of this matrix, and I'm going to keep trying to break them as much as possible in a safe, defiant way that will hopefully make it better to live for people like me, who are interesting people, who have a lot to say, who don't have much of an outlet, and they certainly don't have the right environment that embraces their difference. But hopefully that adds up. Peace.